Hello everyone, welcome back to Neutralix. I'm your host Cosolix, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 best legends for the summer 2023 season. Let's get right into this. Okay, so number 10 on this list, and this is a bit of an honorable mention. I don't know if she's number 10 right now, but throughout the summer season, I think she will be, is Arcadia. The only reason I wouldn't put her number 10 right now is just because Greatsword is like really bad in this current meta because the new dash kind of drops a lot of combos. But I truly believe Arcadia's signatures and her kit in general with Spear, everything in general is just a top 10 character at its core. It's just kind of assuming that Greatsword gets fixed in the next coming balance patches, which I truly will. This guy's a Greatsword player. I truly believe that Arcadia can be a top 10 character in this current meta. I'm also like not that focused right now. Maybe I'll be focused though in this game. I'm gonna be playing experimental while talking about this video. So yeah. But Arcadia's signatures, they kind of just, they do it all. They're arguably one of, if not the second best signatures in the game. I still think Thea is probably number one best signatures in the game. But yeah, like, you can't get wrong. You have 6 light attacks. Same with Thea. The only thing really holding Arcadia back, other than Greatsword being weird right now, you could say, I do think the stats are kind of bad. High dexterity. We're in a low dex meta, kind of always have been in a way, because dex is like pretty useless. But yeah, I still think Arcadia is 10 on this list, and if you're a Greatsword player, like, you should be playing Arcadia right now. She's probably the best Greatsword character in the game, and the only one I'd truly say is like really viable right now. I do think Greatsword has some like broken issues at a top level. Once you hit past Brawlhalla, you're good for a while. Up until that point, she is still a top 10 legend in the game, in my opinion. These spear combos are just ridiculous. Oh my god. I didn't think they'd get bounced that far. Yeah. Okay, number 9 on this list, we got Thea. There's actually 3 Lance Legends in this list. I truly believe we're entering a Lance meta. I don't know if it's the most optimal weapon in 1v1, but it is pretty solid and top tier in 2v2. And just Thea in general. She can be counter-picked, so that's like something you have to worry about. But outside of being counter-picked, best SIGs in the game, and you have 9 speed. It's just like, you can win neutral very easily. So outside of playing against like some like really high attack characters, just like the Thatches or the Terroses where you can like die really early, Thea is a top tier character. For my man, I'm trash right now. Oh, I want to be in there. But yeah, her SIGs are light attacks. Both weapons, the SIGs are insane. Probably the best SIGs in the game. I'm not kidding. This Lance down SIG, no dodge. This character, it feels like a cheat code when you're like really winning. Against really good opponents, it can be very tough to play Thea. Again, you will see the counter picks with the Terroses and whatnot. I would not play Thea into a solid pro on Terros. It is one of the worst matchups in the game, if not the worst. You're playing with like no defense. Especially if you want 10 speed, it's no defense. It's pretty bad. And dex stance doesn't even give you defense. So if you want to use the stance that gives you a free stat point, like, you don't even like get what you want. It's like, okay. But yeah, that's the number 9 on the list. Okay, number 8 on this list, the second Lance Legend on this list, we got Ulgrim. I think Ulgrim has it all, very well-rounded. The thing keeping Ulgrim from the tip of the top of this tier list is Axe. This might be the only Axe character on this list. I truly believe Ulgrim probably is the best Axe Legend right now. Just such well-rounded, like, the stats are probably the best stats in the game, if I'm being honest. And the SIGs in general, Axe SIGs are incredible. The Lance SIGs are solid. They used to be pretty bad, but they're solid. Ulgrim has just been getting slowly buffed with the signatures over the years, and now is just such a good legend in this game. The main thing, again, holding Ulgrim back from being really broken is just Axe. If Axe and Lance were meta, this character is number 1 in the world, but Axe is not meta in 1v1 and is honestly quite tough right now in 1v1. It's a pretty slow weapon, and we're seeing the rise of bow and blasters in this meta. we're not really seeing, and like spear and whatnot, we're not seeing the slower weapons tend to do that well, and axe is by far the slowest weapon in the game. You still have options, you can still win with any weapon, but if I'm just being honest, I think axe is holding Olgrim back. And there's a reason, there's another Lance legend, you could probably guess who it is if you follow Brawlhalla esports and whatnot, who's coming a little bit later, and they're higher than Olgrim truly just because of their secondary weapon, more in the meta than axe. Oh, you have no dodge, sir. Go up. Oh, I didn't go up. I didn't even jump there. I inputted it though. I'm gonna weapon throw and then down sig. Okay, avoided it. Nice. Let's go, Santa Claus 3303. I'm gonna side sig you. Rah! 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 That killed. Yeah, Olgrim 8 on the list. Next on the list, we got Onyx. First, I just want to say, look at those stats. High speed, high defense. That's crazy. Solid attack and low dex. Again, some of the best stats in the game. You're going to see characters on this list. Majority have low dex, the same kind of stats. It is definitely the most optimal. And Onyx, I don't believe has the most insane 1v1 ability, even though this is a primarily 1v1 tier list. I mostly think of 1v1 when making this, but like Onyx can still shred in the 1v1s. Just kind of similar to Olgrim. I think Olgrim is more of a 2s character, if I'm being honest, than 1s right now, but I still think a super solid 1v1 legend. And Onyx in general, just like, you have it all. You have good sigs. You have gauntlets and cannon. They can both kill. Gauntlets can like build up a ton of damage. I screwed up that kill confirm. But yeah, and you just have tons and tons of options. Onyx is definitely a bit more of a 2s character usually, but just like Olgrim, just so well-rounded. Good weapons on the side. Both cannon and gauntlets. I wouldn't say they're like meta in 1v1s, but they are solid weapons. Cannon like is kind of like Lance, but like maybe a bit worse than Lance right now, but it's still like just super duper solid. You have kill confirms and everything you really need. It's pretty insane. There's not much else to say. Like, this character is just very well-rounded. You have good sigs, you have sigs for different situations, you have gauntlets to win neutral. You'll see Snowy playing this character at a pretty top level in 1v1. It's pretty not insanely represented, but still represented at the top. Onyx is just her this patch. She's her. There's him and then there's her. She's her. Actually, she's not her. There's one more character that's definitely her on this patch, and always her. We'll talk about later. Yeah, let's win this. But I got nothing really else to say about Onyx other than just super solid. That signature is like a fart. Peace. Why am I fighting Truck Stop and Experimental when I'm on Diana talking about a video? This is going to be a really sweaty game. Well, anyways, number 6 on this list, we got Diana. Diana doesn't have the low dex like I was talking about in the previous characters, but Diana is just insanely well-rounded. By the way, I'm going to lose this game. I don't play Diana. Truckstop's a solid player, and he plays Lance, so I'm not going to focus on winning, but let's just talk about Diana here. Diana in this meta, you're going to see Diana's start placing. I'm truly confident. I think just the weapons in general are really solid with really solid signatures. There's like not too much more to say other than the character just being really good, really well-rounded. The only thing holding her back from being truly like crazy broken is definitely like you just don't have the low dex. Other than that, like she checks all the boxes. Anything you need in a character, she's insane. She's also one of the characters, there's a couple on this list where they've always been good. So if you're looking for a character like who to main in Brawlhalla and you want someone that's good in like every single meta in the game, Diana can definitely be that character for you. Boomy's been playing her. She's won, I don't know if has she won World Champions? Lucian, Koji, not really. But she's always up there, especially Boomy representing in the early days. My first time playing Boomy in tournament on LAN, he played Diana. He won 3-0. It was top 32 BCX 2017, but yeah, like the character is just really good. Oh, wait, we can actually potentially win this. Dude's trying to play Hammer. I guess he's trying to learn Hammer. Haha. Unfortunate. GG's, bro. Okay, next character on this list, we got Petra, Ryu, whatever, and the Petra crossover. This character is like the Scarlet of like light attack weapons. So you have the Scarlet stats, like the 8 attack, it's kind of crazy. But then you also have 2 weapons that aren't known for their high damage. So it's like turning Gauntlets and Orb into Taros. So you can understand why the character is kind of insane. Plus you have like really good signatures, like the side sig's incredible. Oh, that would have been sick. Kind of was sick. Oh no, no. But yeah, Petra just kind of has it all. Doesn't have that low dexterity that I was talking about, which there's like little things making these characters like, if they're not already broken, those would make them like actually like credible. Wait, I can spear bomb this. Oh no! That almost killed me. That is... Okay. What are you doing? Oh my god. I should be putting this character on the list. What am I doing? Oh my god. What is happening? What is this game? But yeah, Petra's super solid. She's always been solid. Could like argue putting her a bit lower on this list, but I still think she should be high. We're seeing some top performance with her. Very well-rounded character. That didn't kill. Sure you can! Let's see if we can win this. Oh, what? That worked. Okay, number 4 on this list, we got Vector. Vector's stats, look at them. Those are Ogrim stats. Some of the best stats in the game. Super well-rounded character. And your secondary weapon, it's basically Ogrim, but instead of axe, you got bow, which is a top 3 1v1 weapon right now. Maybe the best. Bow has won every LAN event so far since VCX. It's literally won every single LAN event since the mid-season. Yeah, it's won every LAN event since 2022. So now that is... Oh, it didn't win the Spring Royale. Or, sorry, it didn't win the Winter Royale. But I'm just going to count open LAN events. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the weapon necessarily. But if a weapon is winning these LAN events, and you have the option between the character that's identical with the weapon and one with axe, I'm going to choose the one with the weapon to be way higher. Vector's just a super solid character. The stats are insane. I shouldn't have dodged in there. It's just such a well-balanced character. Like, and I don't mean balance as in balance in Brawlhalla. I mean, is good at everything, has no weakness. It's balanced. It's well-rounded. It's a character you should be maining this summer. Especially if you like Lance, this is the character to play right now. Vector is just him. Or them. I don't know. It's a robot. Either way, play Vector. I would be playing Vector if I'm already really good at Ogrim and there's not a big difference. I'd also argue Ogrim's better in 2s, Vector's better in 1s. So yeah, play Vector. Look, I just total dominated this person. Vector. Number 3 on this list, this character has been at the top of every tier list since the dawn of time. We got Lucian. This is a menace of a character. Insane signatures on quick weapons. Sure, you're not going to do a lot of damage, but you're going to just make up for that with probably the best blaster and guitar signatures in the game. And the character being incredibly fast makes it like pretty easy to win neutral, especially on LAN. Just a really solid character if you want to main. And you're seeing Luna do really well with Lucian in both LAN events and online tournaments. Won the Winter Royale. This is just a character I can just very easily recommend, no matter how the balance is going to go. Like, what if they nerf Lance pretty heavily? Like, Vector might be better than Lucian in this patch, but throughout the whole summer, I think Lucian is like a character I'd probably bet on longer. Won BCX 2017, even though that was a long time ago. Sorry about that, but like top of LAN events consistently, especially like Luna doing really well with Lucian. But also we're getting into like a blaster meta a little bit. This character is just like really good. You can argue the ordering on this list, on this video, but you can't really like argue too much who's actually on the list and who isn't. Lucian deserves to be on this list, and I think deserves to be top 5 at the very least. That's why I'm ranking Lucian number 2. The 2 characters after Lucian, I want to see, let me know in the comments down below if you actually predict them. They're pretty easy to predict if you're like familiar with Brawlhalla, so yeah, just let me know. Go high. Ooh, that's nice. That's sexy. Okay, number 2 on this list. We got Mordex. Look at those stats. That's the Dawn. Sandstorm saw the vision that dexterity does not matter in 2018 and just locked in Mordex and destroyed with those insane SIGs back then. Yes, I know Mordex isn't what Mordex used to be, but like, it's Mordex. Mordex will never be bad. You have really fun weapons too. Very well-rounded. This character still has it all to this day, and it's probably a good thing. Mordex being one of the faces of Brawlhalla, like, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I see Mordex is everywhere. Mordex is cool. It's gonna get people into the game. Let's promote good characters being really cool and fun to watch. I want people to look at Brawlhalla and be like, wow, look how cool these combos are. And Gauntlets and Scythe, they do that. I don't have a problem with Mordex being good. I don't have a problem with Sandstorm being the GOAT. That's like ideal. You don't want, like, no offense, you don't want a Lance player as the GOAT. I want to be the GOAT Lance player. Like, I want to be a top Lance player ever. I don't want to talk about that. I brought you down with me and I survived. But yeah, this is more of a rant on Mordex in general, but like a good rant, the opposite of a rant. I want Sandstorm to be like the best ever, you know. No offense to Impala. Impala's an amazing player, but like the idea of Mordex being that character to market the game with, being super hype and super cool and super fun with these unique combos and situations. The next character on this list, spoiler alert, it's Kaya, doesn't have that. Isn't as cool. It's a lot of rinse repeat, which I don't think is bad for the game, but being number 1 on the list, I'd rather Mordex on that list, and I think you guys would too. It doesn't need to be a character like Mordex, but like same with Boots. Boots being at the top would be really cool. I want to see Boots actually buffed slightly. I want to see these more combo characters perform well in 1v1. It's so hype. It is so hype. But Mordex, I'm really glad still at the top of this list. This character has it all when it comes to signatures, when it comes to the weapons, the stats. Super well-rounded. It's just like Vector, just like Algrim, broken stats, and you have 2 really good 1v1 weapons, and you have good 1v1 signatures. He kind of has it all. Oh, dodge. GG's. And number 1 on this list, we got Dora the Explorer, Kaya. You don't win BCX, win the first open major since BCX, and then get to the top of the next one without saying this character isn't the one to recommend. Even if it's definitely the player and Paula is just that good, I still think the character needs to be up there to be able to. A good character in good hands leads to the top, and this is the character I'd recommend at the top right now. Things are definitely going to change before the fall, but just to go into this summer, this is just the character that I'm just confident saying number 1. I need to see a bit more Vector and use and something a bit more long-term, but winning BCX and San Diego, this character is number 1 still. I'm sorry, but it just is. Insane signatures that barely got touched. Like, I missed it there. Really well-rounded weapons that are still in the meta. Kaya has it all. And as meta changes and whatnot, Kaya's still at the top. Kaya won a tournament right on release as well. People forget that. It was a long time ago. But this character, I don't have a problem recommending long-term to a lot of people. It's just, the only problem with this character, I'd say, it is not that hype. It's kind of like rinse, repeat neutral interactions. Which is fine. You can play like that. I got no problem with it. But if you want a character that's like more hype and whatnot, I definitely recommend like Mordex, some more like combo heavy characters. There's no like Boots on this tier list. I wish I could recommend Tezca, but Tezca's been like slowly falling off. There we go. Yeah, definitely, like, I guess there's Thea, so if you want those kind of combos, but Lance isn't like the most hype weapon in the world, unless you're me. I'm kidding. But yeah, Kaya is just incredible. Oh no, I lost the star. Yeah, there's not much I can say else about Kaya. Just incredible in every way, shape, and form. So well balanced in terms of like good at everything. What am I gonna say? She's #1 right now, and that's just my opinion. But you can't really argue with her being outside the top 5, and a lot of these other characters in the top 5, in my opinion. Guys, those are the 10 best legends in Brawlhalla for the summer of 2023. Stay subscribed because the fall 2023 is going to be like in a couple months, so you're going to want to stay notified for that. And check out all our other videos. If you want some personal coaching, check out Cosolix.com. Link to that is down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all later. Subscribe to Neutralix. Peace.